Hi, welcome back to Let's Go Crafting. I'm Connie. Today we're going to work on making a trick-or-treat bag that sort of looks like candy corn. This is what it looks like. Now, let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is gather your supplies. You're going to need 1 sheet of felt. These felt sheets are approximately 8 inches by a little over 11 inches. You'll need 1 of black, 1 of yellow, 2 of white, and 2 of orange. If you would rather put the face on with glue, you'll need some kind of a fabric glue. I like this one. Or you can hand sew them on. You'll need some pins. You'll need some thread if you're hand sewing, and a needle if you're hand sewing. And of course your scissors. Now the first step we're going to do, I'm going to push these out of the way and get my needle out of the way. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut 1 sheet of yellow, 1 sheet of white, and 1 sheet of orange in half, lengthwise, which means we're going to cut them in half like this. So I'm going to cut all 3 of mine and I'll be right back. These are my cut pieces. So originally my orange felt looked like this, and it was 11 inches by 8. And now I have 2 pieces that are 11 inches by 4. I did that to the yellow and the white and the orange. And now I'm going to lay out my pieces to see what my bag is going to look like. So the bag I'm going to make will have yellow as the top strip, orange, it's out of the yellow as the top strip, there we go, orange as the middle strip, and white as the bottom strip. And I'm going to do both sides the same. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to sew the strips right sides together, and I'm going to just sew along this line. Once I've done that, I will open it out and I will put the bottom strip on and sew that one right sides together. I'll be right back after I've been at the sewing machine. Once you've sewn it together, this is what it will look like. So I sewed the yellow strip to the orange strip. I did it right sides together, so my seam is on the inside, or the wrong side. And then I sewed the white onto the orange. And again, right sides together, and here's your seam on the wrong side. The next step will be to do the other side. So this is the front of my bag. The back of my bag is going to look exactly the same. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. I have sewn the first piece, all 3 strips together, the yellow, the orange, and the white. This is one of the sides, either the front or the back. And now I have my second side. It's the same, so I'm done with that. Now you have a choice to make. You're going to be cutting out the eyes. So we have 2 eyes. We have pupils, and we have a mouth. I have a PDF of these in the description that you can download if you would like, along with the directions. So please download those if you want, or you can free cut them however you wish to do it. But once you have these cut out, you have a choice. You can either sew these on by hand, or you can glue them on with the fabric glue that I was talking about before at the beginning. And this is the fabric glue that I use. If you're going to be sewing the face on by hand, you would do that now. And you would do that with a running stitch. If you are unfamiliar with the running stitch, I will leave a link in the description of the YouTube video that I've done on the running stitch. It's really quite simple and it's easy. It's what I'm going to use for these because I feel it's more secure. If you're in a hurry or you just don't feel like doing that, please, by all means, use the fabric glue. If you're going to use the fabric glue, you're going to skip on to the next step before you add the face. So right now, I'm going to go sew on the eyes and the mouth, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Well, I'm back. I've sewn on the face for the front of my bag. You can sew this on any way you want. You can add a nose, you can add a different kind of a mouth with teeth, you could put eyebrows and eyelashes on it. Anything you want to do with this would be exciting. Okay, so now that we have our face on, or if you're gluing it on, you're not putting the face on right now, and we'll go over that in a minute. We are going to now make our bag. So here's the front, the right side where you cannot see any of the seams. Here is the wrong side where the seams are. So I'm going to put my bag pieces right sides together. I'm going to match up the corners. And now here's where our pins come into play. We're going to pin the places that we're going to sew. And we're going to sew straight down this side. We're going to go across the bottom, and then we're going to come up the other side. We're going to leave the top open so that we can actually put things in our bag. So I'm going to pin my bag, and then I'm going to sew it, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about our handles. Hello, so now that we've sewn our bag sides together, I want to point out that I have done this on the sewing machine. A sewing machine is not necessary to make this project. You can sew everything by hand. You would do a running stitch, and I will put a link in the description to show you exactly how to do that in case you don't know or have forgotten. But once you've gotten your bag sewn together, you're then going to turn it right side out. And I always push the corners out with one of my fingers, most often my pinky because it's the smallest finger. And here's my cute little bag. I'm so excited. When my kids were small, I used to make all of their costumes and treat bags and everything. It was just so fun. Now the next step will be to cut your handles, and your handles are going to be, well, mine are in orange, but you can choose really any color you want. So you're going to use the long way, the 11.5 or 12-inch side, and you're going to cut two pieces that are 1 inch, and then we're going to talk about how to attach them. So here's my two handles. They're 1 inch by the length of the longest side of my little felt sheet. And I'm going to pin them on to my bag. And I'm just kind of gonna, you don't want to twist your handle. So you just kind of fold it like that. And then you can put them, you know, the ends anywhere you want. Farther apart, closer together. I think I'm going to line mine up with the eyes. I don't know. I think that looks good. I'm going to actually put mine on the inside, and I'm going to overlap by about 1 inch. So that I put them inside about 1 inch, and I'm going to pin it. I'm going to do that the same with this one. Then I'm going to do the same for the second one on the other side. And when I'm pinning, I'm making sure that I'm not pinning all the way through because I don't want to pin my bag together. I need to leave it open so that I can put candy in it when you go trick-or-treating. So now let's get our second one. Now the second one is even easier. So you just line it up to make it the same as the front. Your handle's the same as the front. You just line them up, set them inside, pin them, and then we're going to sew them. You really want them to be strong. So the way to sew on handles, and I will show you what it looks like at the end. I'll do one of these in black. So the way to sew a handle on so that it's nice and strong is that you do a complete square that goes just a complete square around this little tab, and then you do an X in the middle. So I'm gonna go sew that on the sewing machine. You can sew it by hand, whatever you feel like doing, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if you're still with me, we've now finished our bag. This is the way I sewed on my handles. So I sewed a square all the way around the part of the handle that's on the inside of our bag. So first I sewed a square, and then I sewed an X from one corner to the other, and then the other corner to the other corner. And as you can see, I went over one of the lines twice so that I could reach the other corner without lifting my presser foot and without taking it off the sewing machine. I did this side in black so it was kind of easier to see. This side, the front side, I did in white because I felt like it gave a better look on the outside. Here's the inside. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. We'll be having quite a few more Halloween crafts in October. And press the bell if you don't want to miss one. You'll get notified. And then the very best way to support our channel and to support Let's Go Crafting is to like and share the videos with all your social media. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.